channel. If you're new here, my name is Sylvie and today I've got another video for you. New year, new hairstyle, and finally I can bring you my December wrap-up. Normally I use my roulette TBR game monthly to decide what to read in each month, but for December, as I had some books that I haven't finished throughout the year, I decided just to not play the TBR game, but instead pick up those books that I really want to finish. And so here we are with my December wrap-up. These are the books that I read during that month. They are not a lot, but better than nothing, right? Let's see what are my own thoughts about each book. I'd like to go in order, so from the lowest review to the highest. So December was a great reading month. I managed to read 4 books and I enjoyed all of them. Obviously, the rating will be different and I will give you my own reasons. Starting from my buddy read with a friend of mine, which is a Japanese author, and it is Un litro di lacrime, or A Liter of Tears by Kito Aya. So this is a diary from the author, and it was published posthumously by her mother that she had written for like 10 years long, about how she has to live together with her chronic and degenerative illness. I know it was a cult book in Japan, and I'm really sorry to tell you that this was just an okay book for me. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I had some struggles sometimes, and I found this book sometimes really repetitive. It is said that this book will make you think more about enjoy your life every day, so a kind of carpe diem example, but I didn't find this thing. Maybe it was just me that I haven't really reached the whole meaning behind this book, but the part that I liked the most were the notes at the end of the book. You will have a medical point of view about Aya's illness, and also I enjoyed her mother letter. Aya's mother was my favorite character because she really strong to give strength to Aya's and all the rest of their family, and try to always find an optimistic view about the whole and terrible situation. The true empowerment character, I think it was more the mother than Aya. I'm really a bit disappointed with myself for this reading and how I enjoyed it, but yeah, maybe it wasn't the right book for me. Moving on to the second book, I've got The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. So this was my first book by this author and I really enjoyed it. I loved the multiple POVs, even though it was a little bit off the line for the realism on how the 2 main characters met by chance. But I love it, and it was really fluently as writing, so I really finished it in, I think, a couple of days, even though this was a book that I was supposed to read in September. I think that having a different point of views on the story and some insert about universal knowledge like science, all these historical facts and informations were a plus for me, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars just because I didn't love the ending. It was a bittersweet open ending. At the end I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, especially for all the multiple POVs, the story itself, even though it is a little bit over the top maybe, but I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to read everything by the same author that I got on my shelves. The third book and second with a 4-star rating from me is Snow and Rosa by Emily Winfield Martin. This is a fantasy middle grade with a fairy tale atmosphere. I also think it could be considered as a Snow White and Red Rose retelling. In this book we are following our two main characters, Snow and Rose, two sisters who are now living in the forests after the mysterious disappearance of her father. So together with their mother they have to abandon the village and the house where they lived since their father's disappearance, and move into the forests into a cottage. What I loved about this book is all this fairy tale atmosphere. It will give you some cottagecore vibes, as well as I loved that the story develops along with the season changing, and it was beautiful. All the descriptions were so whimsical and fantastic. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars just because I didn't love the ending again here, just because I think it was a little bit too fast in comparison with the rest of the story that gradually grows up at each chapter. I highly suggest you this book because it is also gorgeous illustrated, and if you want to read a middle grade with whimsical elements and if you'd like to find yourself trying to solve the mysteries around the whole story, this is a book that I highly suggest you to read. And the last book that I've read in December was my only 5 stars rating, and I'm speaking about The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas in this gorgeous collector's edition. So from the same author I've read On the Come Up, that is a kind of a sequel that is set in the same universe as this one, but since I've read On the Come Up, I really wanted to try this one because it's the main book in this universe of Garden Heights, and in this case I loved everything. Really, I enjoyed each part. At the very beginning I was a little bit surprised and disappointed in some way because we are immediately witnessing what is happening, so the shooting of Star's friend, and it was so strange because I didn't see it was coming so fast and at the very beginning, but obviously there was a reason for this decision by Angie Thomas to bring us immediately to what happened and what this fact will develop after. I love it because you will know more about Star's life and story, as well as her dead friend and all the community in Garden Heights. It is so well written, and I really wanted to put it down. I want to continue to know more about the background of the story, as well as what will happen next. So I highly suggest you to read this book, and I loved to have the chance to grab this collector's edition second hand, because at the end of the story there are notes and special parts included, like for example the explanation of each name among the cast of the characters, because names are important, as the title of that part says, names have power. So again, there is always a reason behind a name that Angie Thomas decided to use, and I loved also the references again here that I found in On the Come Up about rap music and also nerdish thing like Harry Potter world or Star Wars also, I think, I'm not really sure. And I'm telling you that I'm going surely to grab the prequel of this story, which is Concrete Rose, always by the same author. So I think that December was a very good month for my reading. I really hope January will be as good as December was, but we will see in our January wrap-up next month. But that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and let me know down in the comments what are your own thoughts about the books that I've mentioned, if you have read them or if you're going to read these books after what I'm just telling you today. If you liked this video, please leave it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and be a member of this fantastic family of book lovers. And I will wait for you in the next video. Ciao!